Hello everyone, my name is Jingcao. Today I'm going to talk about how organizational leadership related to frames and reframing, which is also combined with my personal frame. So there are three parts of my presentation which will logically explain the meaning of frames and reframing and how they relate to organizational leadership. Also, I will analyze and explore my personal frame statement. So the first part of my presentation is understanding frames and reframing. This part includes my personal understanding and personal statement of frames and reframing, where I also make some comparison between the definitions that we went through in class. In the class, we talked about what frames are. Frames are like maps, windows, or lenses through which we view situations. These frames help us to shape our understanding and guide our actions within organizations. Frames facilitate rapid cognition, allowing leaders to quickly assess situations and make decisions. There are four types of frames. Structural frame focuses on roles, responsibility, policies, and goals. Human resource frame focuses on relationships, needs, and skills. Political frames deal with power dynamics, conflicts, resources, and negotiations. Symbolic frames focuses on culture, meaning, and shared values. Each frame represents a unique aspect of getting into an organization. My personal understanding of frames is that I think the frames are modes we use to interpret and understanding real world situation. Also, frames can influence our attitudes, actions, and the outcomes of situation. If we appropriately use the frames to deal with situations, we can gain benefits because they provide us a dynamic perspective to access situations. However, frames can also be double-edged swords. It can cause problems if we misuse them. Now let's discuss reframing. Reframing means shifting from one frame to another to get a fresh perspective on a situation. This flexibility helps leaders to explore alternative and discover new opportunity that may be missed when looking through only one single frame. Here is an example of reframing that a leader shifts from the structural frame to human resource frame. In a scenario that an organizational leader notices that employees are less efficient within a rigid work structure, by using the structural frame, the organization would likely to set up within a scientific management approach, but by reframing to a human resource frame, the leader might focus on work-life balance to improve motivation, which would address the root of the efficiency issue. The second part is about my personal frame. Let's look at my personal preference in framing. Growing up in a culture where structure and competition are very important, I have the strength in planning, organizing, and working efficiently. But sometimes I have to struggle with adaptation when there are some changes in my life. Also, I always overlook others' feelings and needs, which I think I should improve more on this aspect. Based on these traits and the characteristics, I think I prefer the structural frame. These preferences impact my decision making. I tend to use some data to support my point of view. I think this can make my view more convincing. After I have my personal perspective of a situation, I would like to make a decision based on it. The good thing is that the structural frame helps me to ensure that the decision is aligned with goals and environment. At least it will not take me the wrong way. On organizational settings, the structural frame can be beneficial by increasing team stability and creating efficient working process. But it also has some drawbacks of lacking communication between organizational members because everyone is working in a structure which focus on efficiency. To address the drawbacks of a single frame, expanding frame and the reframing are very important. developing flexibility in human resource frame to consider emotional aspects of leadership. Reframing is also useful in this situation. Reframing to like a symbolic frame could help to build a common purpose or like a common goal of the entire organization. So the last part of my presentation is frames for organizational leadership. Each frame gives a unique perspective for leaders on how to understand organizations. I think frames have frames have a close relationship with organizational leadership because frames reveal different aspects of an organization, which provide good start points for leaders to get to know an organization. So there are also some examples of how different types of frames are related to organization. So structural frames helps leaders to know the work distribution and working efficiency. The human resource frame reveals the employee relationship and the satisfactions which impact productivity. So political frame demonstrates the distribution of the power, like the managers, the leaders, the team leader, and the symbolic frame provides the most efficiency way to motivate and encourage employees. And in my point of view, I think that the most critical frame is structural frame, which is according to my personal preference. I think it is essential because the structural frame creates an efficient working system for me. And the most challenging frame is symbolic frame because it focuses on like cultural values which are very hard to describe. It's just like intangible things. By developing this frame, I think I can like guess it's easier to get deep with an organization. Thanks for watching.